Now let's meet the guest of honor. You know him, he's really one of the treasures of New York. I mean, how many times has New York produced somebody who's so relevant around the world with his films and the work that he does? It's just such an honor to have him here, a pleasure as well. And he happens to be a pretty big sports fan, Spike Lee. Got it?
Got it.
There you go.
Everybody doing?
Good. Right.
How you doing, Spike?
Good.
Yeah?
Yeah, we've been trading secrets over here, but
They're secrets, though. Let's talk about this. It's going to be debuting on Saturday. On
Saturday
ESPN,
night, ESPN,
8 o'clock.
8 p.m. is called Kobe Doing Work. Here's a story about it. A couple of years ago, there was a film in the Cannes Film Festival about the great soccer player Zidane. And in that was extraordinary to me about that film. A documentary was that they had 10 cameras all on him throughout both, the whole match. So I said, this is great, but I think it would work even better with basketball. So I got a DVD of it, and I gave it to Kobe. Kobe's a huge soccer fan too. In fact, he started playing soccer before, basketball, and growing up in Italy. And then you see in the film, he speaks like 4 fluent languages too. And so I gave it to him. He knows about Zidane. I said, we should do this. And he said, cool. So I went to ESPN, Keith Clinkscale. Then I had to go to Commissioner David Stern, Deputy Commissioner Adam Silver, the Dr. Buss, Jeannie Bush. And then I had to go, the big thing was go to Phil Jackson, because I want to have complete access. And in the Zidane piece, at halftime, they went around the world, did like what was happening in the world, all around the world this particular day. I wanted to go in the locker room. So Phil Jackson gave permission to bring 2 cameras in the locker room. So we're in the locker room, his pregame talk. At halftime, we're making adjustments. I had to make adjustments because Tony Parker was killing him. He scored 18 points in the first half and after the game. So what was amazing to me is that they were completely unaware that we were there. They were focused. Was it
robotic cameras?
No.
Yeah.
I had 1 camera on Kobe, and my cinematographer, Matty Labatique, one of the world's greatest, who shot for me, Inside Man, Miracle St. Anna. This also, the 2 Iron Man films. He was on Phil Jackson, and so we were right there. They went, and Kobe was mic'd throughout the whole game. And we want to have the access, so that's what Phil Jackson gave it to us.
Now, why Kobe? It could have been any number of people that might have been interesting subjects. Why Kobe?
First of all, there's only a couple people that ESPN was going to finance. None of the Knicks were on that list. Like yesterday, we showed this at the campus in Bristol, and I asked John Skipper, who had done it. One of the Knicks said, yeah, but not for this price. But Kobe was having an MVP year. He did win an MVP. And a lot of people felt that not only would they make the finals, but would win. They end up losing to Boston because Boston is too physical for him. But he was the choice. And this year would have been LeBron.
Now, in terms of the 10 cameras on the soccer player, how many cameras did you have on Kobe?
30. 30 cameras. And he was mic'd.
Now, how do you mic a basketball player? Doesn't he have to wear a pack on his back?
It's like a Velcro band that goes around their waist, and the microphone's right under their jersey.
So obviously it's not inhibiting. Now, did he have a good game?
The game was a blowout.
Mm-hmm.
He even played the 4th quarter, but what made it interesting is that I've always wanted Kobe to come in and do a commentary on it after it was finished. Like most directors, when the DVD comes out, you do a director's commentary. I wanted him to do the same thing. So that game was April 13th, 2008. So this season, I was in LA 4 times when the Lakers was in town, trying to get him to do it. And he didn't want to do it, or he didn't have the time. So we're getting ready to have a deadline. If he wasn't going to do the commentary, that was going to be it. Wasn't going to be part of the piece. And the West Coast teams only come to to New York once. And so this year, the Lakers came on a Monday, the day after the Super Bowl. And he said, let's do it after the Super Bowl. That night they played, they were in Toronto, Andrew Bynum got hurt. He said, I can't do it.
Are you just dying when all this is
And
happening?
I'm dying, because I'm thinking he's like blowing me off. And he says, we'll do it after the game. I said, you're not going to do it after the game, so do it after the game. So it turns out that's the game he scores 61 points.
So he's in a good mood?
Oh, he was in a great mood. So it's better for the film he scores 61 points. Because he said on the commentary, even the post-game conference press conference he did not want to lose that game because he knew I was going to give it to him in the studio. But it was best for him. He was in a great mood. And his basketball IQ is off the chart. And so throughout the whole thing, we just sat him down in the studio. We had headphones on, put the microphone in front of his face. He just stream of consciousness, just talk while he saw the documentary.
Now that runs throughout the documentary, or you just pick snippets?
Oh no, from beginning to end.
Really? Are you happy with the work?
Oh, it turned out very great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's an interesting guy too.
Yeah, but the thing about this is that, Mike, we don't deal with anything that was off. This is just about him.
Just about that game.
That one game.
Uh-huh.
Locker room and the game. That's it.
Now I wonder when somebody gives access like that. I mean, Kobe Bryant is already as big could be. Phil Jackson is as big could be. What's in it for them? Why would they allow you that kind of access? Just because they feel the world should know? I mean, is it hard to convince them?
They trust me. It really came down to trust. Because Phil Jackson never ever allows a camera in his locker room. But he still loves the Knicks, you know. People forget his first 2 world championship rings with the Knicks. And he knows I understand the game. I love the game. He knows my filmmaking abilities. And so they trusted me to do this. To show another side of the game that people don't necessarily see.
So again, it's Saturday on ESPN at 8 o'clock. I'm told it's also going to be commercial free, right? When it's on?
Commercial free. The premiere broadcast.
Right.
And they're showing like 23 other times. Get their money's worth.
Now everybody knows how big a Knick fan you are.
Right.
And what people don't realize is that Spike sits in those seats, but you actually pay for them, right?
What, the Garden?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why? I mean, it hasn't been pretty.
I got my season tickets the day after we got past the draft. And I was in the green. And then every film I just worked my way down. Because before, they used to give those seats out. And someone in the front also told me, we're finally going to start selling those seats. I said, put my name on the list. I've been there ever since.
Now,
But it's been kind of, last couple of years it has been rough.
is it hard to write that check knowing that they're going to lose 50 games?
But to tell you the truth, it's still fun because you get to see, you know, the great teams come in and have a lot of fun, you know. And I'm just blessed because going to Brooklyn, New York, I was sitting in the mezzanine. Walt Frazier, and I was at Game 7, you know, the Willis game. So it's almost unbelievable that a kid going to Brooklyn who was in the last row in the blue can now sit, you know, courtside. I
think I asked you this once before. I mean, you're a married man.
Right.
Does your wife like you writing that check?
She used to come to the games when the team was... I mean, her team was Oakley, Ewing, Greg Anthony, Starks. She loved to come to games in, but she hasn't been around lately.
Do you have much hope for this team? And do you think LeBron's going to end up here?
That's a big question. And Donnie Walsh, you know, he's in a tough spot because there's no guarantee that LeBron's going to come. So you got to have plan B, C, and D. Also, you still have to prepare for the salary cap. And who are you going to sign? David Lee or Nate Robinson?
Well,
who are you going to sign?
Yeah, who would you sign?
I think it really depends who we draft. We'll get lucky, my man. Blake Griffin. And what's the other guy? Rubio?
Ricky Rubio.
He's supposed to be the best guard. So it really depends. We need help though from above. We need to get the basketball gods have to look down favorably upon the New York Knickerbockers again, so we get the envelopes 1 or 2.
Maybe they should freeze them. That was a rumor before, right? About Patrick.
That David Busher put his hand in the thing and he was told to feel
the cold envelope.
envelope.
Yeah, the cold envelope. That's been denied, of course, but that's
the law.
The urban legend. Yeah, it was frozen.
I heard that too.
Now
they do the
worked
ping
out
pong
well.
ball.
Yeah, the ping pong ball you can't freeze. You're also a baseball fan. You've been to both Citi Field and the new Yankee Stadium. What do you think of them?
Well, I went to the open day ceremonies for the Jackie Robinson Rotunda, which was great. I've not seen a game there yet. Saw a game at Yankee Stadium. And new stadium was great. The last time I went, first time I went, had one of those Legend Seats cards, so food there is amazing. I went there like 4 times. And it was twice really, because one game got rained out. I think that was that Sunday afternoon game. And then I came back for another one. But
now the Legend Suites, you get as much food as you want, right?
Yeah.
You don't have to reach in your pocket.
now somebody gave me the ticket, so I said, I'm going.
You ate a lot?
Yeah. The food's great.
Now, would you ever do a show, would you ever do a film like you did with Kobe on a baseball player?
Can't.
Why not?
It's not enough action. The best sport next would be football. If you could, probably you can do it in NFL, maybe college. If you could wire a quarterback and then somehow put a camera in the helmet, that would be dope.
You listening to ESPN? We can do that. Let's talk about some of your films. People might not know this, but there's kind of like 6 degrees of separation with the two of us because one of Spike's great movies, Do the Right Thing, and my uncle was one of the stars of the movie, Danny Aiello. And you told me before, and I couldn't believe it, it's 20 years coming up, huh?
June 30th will be the 20th anniversary of Do the Right Thing. And we're going to put on a special Blu-ray DVD for the occasion, so a whole bunch of stuff in that.
Now, I was brainstorming with Spike at the table, and you always look for a sequel. Now Bed-Stuy, where that was shot, is all gentrified.
Gentrified.
Wouldn't that be great? They did the right thing.
The thing about gentrification that I always think about, where did people go that moved out? You go to, where did people go that left Harlem or Bed-Stuy or even the Lower East Side? Where did they go? So I think hopefully, I mean, I'm very fortunate. But you shouldn't have to be a millionaire to live in New York City, man. This thing's getting, we need unaffordable housing. I mean, if you're not able to afford to play private school for your kid's at a disadvantage. So we got to do a lot of stuff here in the city.
Because you grew up in humble beginnings,
Right.
do you ever sit back and go, wow, I can't believe all this happened to me?
Yeah, but there's something that my sister reminded me because I forgot about it. Growing up, I used to practice to do my autograph. I
How
did.
you sign it?
I don't know why. I used to practice my autograph all the time. It's not because I want to be an athlete. I didn't know what I wanted to do. I used to practice. But early, I wanted to play second base. When I growing up in Brooklyn, I was a Mets fan. I'm not going to lie. I hated the Yankees.
You've come over to the evil empire now,
I
haven't
know,
you?
but I'm talking about the Yankees of Mike Kekich, Stan Bonson, Fritz Peterson. Ooh,
George Clark.
Ooh, that was horrible. But then you had Seaver, Kuzman, Cleon Jones, Tommy Agee, Jerry Brody, Nolan Ryan. I mean, and '69, my mother wanted to go to school because games 3 and 4 were at Shea Stadium, and back then the World Series were afternoon games. My father said he's not going to school, he'd go to the World Series.
Wow.
So another thing, because my father loved sports, and remember that big game when UCLA played Houston?
Yeah.
In the Superdome? The game came on like 10 o'clock at night.
Elvin Hayes against Lou Alcindor.
And yet his eye was messed up. I wanted to watch the game. My mother said, he's going to bed. I said, he can stay and watch the game with me. So my father's always, he's the one. I've done the same thing with my son. But something happened. My son plays hockey.
Really?
Chelsea Pier. I don't know how that happened. His favorite sport is hockey. So I could get up like 5:30, 6 a.m. in the morning and take him to Chelsea Pier. I enjoy it. He had a concussion this year. So he's I told him if he doesn't gain 15 pounds, he's not complaining more because he's too light in the butt. They check him, he just goes flying.
Now, do you go to Ranger games now because he likes it so much?
Yeah, the Knicks hooked us up. I went to the game where took my son. He was on crutches because he had tore his ACL. He's accident prone. The game, they were up 3-1 and lost. And
Now, if you could trade all...
have you noticed though that the Rangers were up 3-1? Like, it's not even a big deal.
It's hockey. I hate to say that, John McGregor. It's hockey. Really, it's almost like the fifth sport now. After NASCAR.
Because I remember the Knicks being up 3-1 and Charlie Ward with it. Our team's gonna have high basketball IQ.
Would you trade all of your success that you've had to be a professional athlete, but just an
No.
average professional athlete?
No.
How about to be Derek Jeter?
No.
Really?
Kurosawa was making films when he was 86 years old. Athletes, that thing is brief. And I admire them. I have a lot of friends who are greatest athletes. One would be Michael Jordan, but I would not change places with him at all. Not even Jordan.
Come on, not even Jordan.
Not
for a
even.
day?
You didn't say for a day. You said switch lives. I would
All
do
right,
it.
so not even. Yeah, you wouldn't switch lives with Jordan
Because you're 40 years old, then your life is over.
you could do other things. You have a second act.
How many people do that?
Not many.
Most of these guys, everything is wrapped up in their athletic careers like they're dead. Play golf, and that's it.
They always say the worst part about being an athlete is you die twice.
Yeah.
You retire and then
Baseball, you go to old timers game. They roll you out there.
Pope wave.
This is, and then for me, it's really sad to me seeing some guys I loved growing up, and seeing them as a, grow old. Because you remember him. I remember Willie Mays.
Now he's old.
I know when the Giants would come to Shea, me and my friends Eric Wilkins, we would go to every single game. When the schedule came out, we used to look to see when the Giants would come so we could see Willie Mays. And we used to get in fights all the time because I lived in Cobble Hill. We were the first black family to move in Cobble Hill. And Willie Mays versus Mickey Mantle. Well, that's what we used to have those arguments all the time. Of course,
won?
I was outnumbered, but Mays is better. And it's
Cobble Hill, you were outnumbered.
well, if Mickey hadn't hurt his knee in the thing in the outfield, Willie Mays missed 2 years in the Army.
He's still bitter about it.
I wasn't better, but Mantle was great, but he wasn't Willie Mays.
Have you ever gotten to meet Willie?
Oh, yeah.
What type of guy is he?
Great guy. Went to his house. Nice guy. Quiet. I know Hank Aaron a little bit better. His wife, I went to Morehouse College, Atlanta, Georgia. We're both on the board of trustees there. So Hank is, I know Hank better.
Hank's a great guy. I don't
Yes,
know
yeah.
Willie that well, but Hank's a real gentleman.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what are you working on now?
Well, we're trying to do the sequel to Inside Man. And hopefully that will come together.
I don't know. How many people have seen Inside Man? Not because he's here. It's one of the greatest
I gotta give
movies
you a
I've ever seen. Have you seen Inside? It's one of the greatest. You sit there and you just cannot believe what's unfolding. And then at the end of the movie, you're just blown away. It's just a great movie.
Thank you. And if we do this, Denzel Washington, Clive Owen, and Jodie Foster will return for the sequel.
They're going to want more money, though, for the sequel, right?
They deserve it.
Anything else you're working on?
That's about it. You know, all the efforts have gone into trying to get this thing done. It's hard to get a film made now. Very hard.
The money is affecting the studios that much?
Oh, yeah. Everybody's... This is... Even the Yankees.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that.
Well, what movies are out there that you actually like, that you go, wow, I really like that?
Slumdog Millionaire. I'm a member of the Academy. I voted for that film. That was an amazing film.
You like these big action movies and stuff like that?
No. My kids want to see him. I gotta go.
Right.
But that's not really my thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll see him.
You won't love them.
Depends on the film.
What's your favorite movie of all time?
Well, there's a list. Yeah, Scorsese's, Mean Streets, Raging Bull, On the Waterfront, Godfathers 1 and 2, West Side Story, Chinatown, The Battle of Algiers, Rome Open City.
What was that one?
Rome Open City.
What's the favorite one you ever did?
Oh, I get asked that question all the time. And Michael, that's like asking a parent what their favorite child is. And most parents will say they love all their children the same.
But that's not true.
Under the Cover of Darkness, where it's past the midnight hour and they have a drink, they might say, I love all my children the same. I like one kid more than the other. So if I can answer the question that way, I would say the ones I like, I love them all. But the ones I like more than the others are Do the Right Thing, Mo Better, Jungle Fever, Summer of Sam, Four Little Girls, When the Levees Broke, Bamboozle, Do the Right Thing, School Days. Miracle St. Anna, also, Malcolm X. And that leads me to something else, which has been very gratifying. This year, I was a guest at Yale University, Temple University, and Penn. I was a guest there because each one of those universities has a course on the films of Spike Lee. Mm-hmm. So it was, and also Brooklyn College too. And so it was a great meeting with students. A lot of them who were born after many of the years, born after those films were made, but were now studying, taking the course,
right?
My film. So I really set up. For me, I did what I want to do, which is to build a body of work.
Must be neat to have like a curriculum built around you. Would you get an A if you took those courses?
I've forgotten a lot of stuff. But it's over, including feature-length documentary films, is I think 23, 24 films now.
Now, of all the films you've done, who your favorite actors were? Because you use a lot of the same actors in your movies.
Your uncle,
Thank you.
Dan Aiello, gave a great performance in Do the Right Thing. And it's funny, how this thing works because I felt Denzel was great in Glory. When I saw that film, when I saw the scene where he gets whipped, I said, he's going to win for that, just from that. If you remember the film Glory, about the black regiment that fought for the Union against the Confederacy, Civil War, there's one scene where he's getting whipped, and this one tear comes down Denzel's cheek and says, he's won it. And Danny could easily win that. So Denzel had an Academy Award already. So this plays out when Malcolm X comes up. I felt definitely Denzel should have won for Malcolm X. And it was won by Al Pacino for Scent of the Woman. Now, the reason why they had to give it to Al, because he didn't win for Godfather 1, Godfather 2, Serpico, Dog of the Afternoon, there's some other films I'm missing too. Out of those four I just named, at least 1, 2, 3. So
they do makeup calls.
It's like basketball, it's a makeup call. Well, we effed over Al. Let's give it to him now. Denzel already won for Glory. He'll get it later. He does Training Day. He gives him a Training Day.
Right.
But he doesn't get it for Malcolm X. So they try to. So when you win, it's really not for what you should have won it for.
So there's politics and everything.
Everything. And it's just, the people vote are just members of the Academy.
Now you have to watch every movie that comes out?
Nobody does that.
So sometimes
people watch more now, because before you had to go to a theater, but now you get they send you DVDs for the films. If you to vote for the documentaries, you have to see all the films. Everybody else, you have to see anything. You just let your kids fill out the ballot.
Really?
Some people do that.
What a cool perk, though, to get every movie delivered to your door. Do you ever go to theaters anymore?
Yeah, I like seeing movies.
Yeah?
Especially the Ziegfeld.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best.
Do people bother you?
I mean, I walk. I don't have any bodyguard. People leave me alone. Do the right thing, Spike. If I had a penny, that and hey, where's Reggie Miller?
Where is Reggie Miller?
He's doing stuff on. We're good friends too. He's doing stuff on TNT, doing a great job. But I hear that all the time. Do the right thing, and where's Reggie Miller?
Well, amazing body of work, as we mentioned, and we call it a film, although it's on TV. Kobe. Documentary. Kobe doing work. Saturday at 8 p.m. on ESPN, commercial free that time, and as you said, 23 other times there'll be commercials in.
Yep.
So on ESPN HD, Spike, it's great seeing you.
Let's talk about the Yankees a little bit, though.
Let's go.
Got a minute.
What do you got?
What's happening? What's up?
A lot of injuries. They'll be all right. Right, Brandon?
Oh, my God.
They'll be fine.
This team worries me.
But they haven't fallen that far back that you'd have to worry at this point. Call me in July, I'll tell you whether you should worry.
But the way they've been losing, to lose 5 games to the hated Red Sox, people stealing home on you, like it's all right. That's
not all right.
Throw a bat or something. You let somebody steal home. Get mad.
I believe that if you look at where they are right now, they're 1 game under 500. Chien-Ming Wang has a 35 ERA. Posada's hurt. A-Rod's been out for 28 games. I think they're all right. I mean, for them to tread water with all those things happening to them, things will get better. I don't think they can get worse, and they haven't fallen that far from the pack.
What about the pitching, though?
I think the pitching's going to be all right. I actually believe Wang will be okay, and then you've got Burnett and Sabathia.
That's
Sabathia is a
that's
beast.
3 starters.
I think Java is a good starter. And then
4,
Andy
who's
Pettit. Now the bullpen, you want to worry about that? Okay, you can worry about that. That's, I mean, when Brian Bruni gets back and Marte, if the bullpen still struggles, then they're in a lot of trouble. But I really believe that they have.
Mariano's one of my favorite all-time Yankees. how much longer can he pitch?
The Yankees are hoping a year and a half more. I
hope so. I pray to God that's true.
He's still got good stuff. He's about a mile or two short, which really does make a difference, and he did have shoulder surgery. So I think he's going to be all right.
But, look, as I said before, he's one of my favorite Yankees. But it doesn't look like teams are scared anymore. Especially the Red Sox. They got his number. It seems like people used to tremble when they step in. Now they're just taking whacks.
Most of them still tremble. The Red Sox don't. But the Red Sox, he's faced the Red Sox more than anybody else. He's also blown more saves against them than anybody else. But he saved more against them, except for the Orioles, than anybody else. And he's 39.
But let's make it save more since when?
Well, I mean, I'm going back the whole time.
I know,
right?
but let's there
cut it down more.
No, there was a point though where things shifted though with the Red Sox.
I think in October of 04.
It's been different since.
Yeah, it has. Red Sox are a good team. They're a good organization. And
did you read Messina blasted him in that book though?
Don't get me started on Messina.
He blamed the whole thing on
I blame the whole thing on Joe Torre. He brought in Mariano when he should have brought in Tom Gordon. He brought in Tom Gordon when he should have brought in Mariano. He didn't bunt on a guy who had blood coming out of his ankle. He didn't steal against Tim Wakefield.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Why did Kevin Brown start Game 7?
They had nobody else. It was either Brown
He
or
could
Vasquez.
hardly walk out to the mound.
They had nobody else. It was either Brown or Vasquez, and they brought in Vasquez, and they gave up the grand slam to Johnny Damon. Once they lost the 3, and it was 3-3, it was over anyway. They sent Cy Young out, and they would have lost that series. Game 7 was done. Fait accompli.
So they given up?
No, they hadn't given up. The Red Sox they were on a roll. It was like an avalanche. They couldn't stop.
I don't think the Yankees have ever recovered from that yet.
It's a hard thing to recover from. No one's ever come back from 3-0.
That's why they haven't recovered from it. I haven't recovered from it. I wasn't even playing the game. I still have nightmares about that.
Yankee fans haven't, because now you have nothing to throw back at Red Sox fans. You can't say 1918 anymore. They just say 2004.
They've had 2 Worlds.
Yeah.
And the Celtics won last year, too.
And the Patriots have 3.
Yeah, but thank God for David Tyree, though. It'll be like a barrel.
Boston's now the city of champions. They've done the right thing.
They're doing something better than we are, but it has to stop.
He's aggravated. Anyway, I have to go do my radio show. Spike?
Thank you.
Really, thank you. Saturday, 8 o'clock. Kobe doing work. The great Spike Lee. Thanks, everybody. Thank you to be